can hear you, but most especially, make sure that we can be looking at you while you're looking at us. So your video has to be open. That said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be starting this webinar. The gentleman who is going to be giving you this information is none other than a man who has been doing this. He's been in the computer industry for over 35 years, but most especially, he's been an entrepreneur in the business world for over 3 decades, ladies and gentlemen. He is a family man, a very selfless man. Actually, he calls himself a man on a mission. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce to you the one and only Mr. Charles Osong.
Writing's not that easy, but...
Hello, thank you so much, Senge, for your services to our community. We always love your enthusiasm, right? I always say enthusiasm is contagious, and please get some from her. Thank you. Good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're chiming in from. It is a pleasure to have you here today. It's a couple of days before Thanksgiving in the United States, and we are all excited. Hope you get a great Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate the holiday. We are also grateful we have quite a few members from the Leadership Council here. I can see that. There's Marina, of course. It's not her first time. But we have Mr. Redfriend, we have Dr. Bill. So it's a pleasure to have that. It's like a treat, guys. Okay. So, like the announcer said, my name is Charles Osong, and I'm going to be talking to you about a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity. Okay. If you miss this one, you may not get it again. It's that simple. And the way I do that is I tell you my story, how I got to know about this opportunity, and what are the reasons I decided to be part of it. Hopefully, you can resonate with me and make your own decisions, okay? So, like the announcer said, I've been here in the US for over 35 years, in my 36th year and counting. And for most of those years, I've been working like everybody else. 2 jobs sometimes just to make ends meet. But I've always looked for ways to make extra cash. 34 years ago, thereabout, I came across the works of Mr. Warren Buffett, one of the richest or wealthiest people on earth. And he said, if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Now, that statement plays in my head every day when I go to bed. Am I making money? Am I not making money? Okay. So I started looking for ways to make money like that. And of course, in that process, I also ran into another very wealthy gentleman in his own rights, Mr. Robert Kiyosaki, who impressed upon me that yes, we have rich people in this world, but we also have wealthy people. The rich people tend to work for their money. They do get paid a lot of money, that's for sure. But they must go to work to get paid. So they are trading in hours for dollars. Wealthy people, on the other hand, make money passively. Passive residual income. And like I said, I just naturally gravitated towards that kind of income. So about 3 years and 8 months ago, March 17th, 2017 to be exact, I stopped working for corporate America. I tendered my resignation as a network manager, okay? And a colleague of mine said to me, Charles, you must be blessed. You must be very lucky. You must have saved up a lot of money to be retiring this early. And I said to him, on the contrary, I've been working for so long, and for some reason, I can't seem to save that kind of money. So I'm going to start working, and like Robert Einstein says, keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. That's his definition of insanity. That got to me. So I thought, hey, I have to do something radical. So I stopped working, opened an office in Maryland, and about 1 year and 8 months ago, this trusted friend of mine walked into my office and said, Charles, you must look at this. I have an opportunity. You've got to look at it. And just so you know, prior to retiring, I had been studying the behavioral patterns of successful people. And one of them is simple. They look at every opportunity that lands on their desk. They examine it inside out before making a decision. So I started developing that kind of an attitude, right? So I told my friend, Yes, I'm going to look at this opportunity. But I have 3 basic questions you need to respond to me. Let's assure me, first of all, before we move on. You know, I'm just trying to save your time, save my time, right? So I asked him, question number 1. This opportunity that you're presenting to me, will I have to recruit to make money? If I cannot sell to even one person, will I make money? Okay, and when I say money, I mean real money, not chop change. I've been fortunate enough to see chop change. So I'm looking for the kind of money that will give me financial independence. And I know financial independence means different things to different people. To me, it simply means enough money to do what I want, when I want, where I want, and how I want. And why not with whom I want? Okay? So I looked up at my friend with this opportunity. If I cannot recruit, because I'm an African, we don't have recruitment in our culture, will I be able to make that kind of money? And he said to me, Charles, you will make plenty of money. I said, okay, sounds good to me. Let's go to question number 2. Do I need to come out of pocket every month in, month out, to pay some bill? In the industry, they call it autoship. Do I have to pay monthly autoship? He said to me, Charles, nope. When this company launches, you're going to have to come out of pocket once, and that's it. I was excited. I wanted to get to question number 3, right? Final question for you, my friend. But before I tell you guys what that question is, I need to tell you how I came about that question. Towards the end of 2016, I knew for a fact I was going to start working for corporate America. I coined those 2 questions that I just mentioned to you guys so as to help me navigate the jungle. And I did very well. I landed upon some very good opportunities. Was making so much money, I thought life was good. I said, this is it. I finally found it. But not for long, guys. About a year and a half later, maximum 2 years, all of these companies took a nosedive. They went belly up. So now I'm forced to do another thing that successful people do so well. They fail forward. Failing forward means this. If you fall down once, you get up once. You fall down 10 times, you get up 10 times. You dust yourself, you look at why you fell, okay? You move forward with experience so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. I had to do that. When I did that, I looked at all these companies that I was involved with, and I realized one thing. Each and every one of them did not have a legitimate, viable product. Now, by legitimate, I mean legal. By viable, I mean necessary, something that mankind needs on a daily basis. Guys, this is for sustainability. If a company doesn't have that, it is a time bomb. I've been involved in many of those, and I decided that was it. I'm not going to do it again. I know a bunch of you here are from Nigeria. You must have heard of a company called MMM, okay? It's so popular because MMM came a few years ago. A few people made money. Lots of people lost money. Some people even committed suicide because of frustration. Guys, if you go back and look at MMM, they did not have a legitimate, viable product. We have a lot of companies that come up today. Even today, they're still popping up all over the place, okay? So that became my 3rd question. And I asked my friend, this company that you're about to introduce to me today, do they have a legitimate, viable product? And he said to me, Charles, you have an IT background. You should understand these products better than me. And I said, okay. Went and took a look at the products, came back to him, and I said, friend, should this company succeed in doing what they're trying to do, we are simply going to have an internet quake. Now, I did not know if there's such a word called internet quake. I still don't know if it exists, but I was thinking of earthquake, right? So I thought of internet quake, okay? It's going to be a shakeup of the internet. But by the time my friend came to me, this company had been in pre-launch for 6 to 8 months. So I looked up at him and I said, you know what? We have one issue though. We're going to have to wait for some time. We'll fasten our seatbelts and wait. 3 years, maybe more. They are going to be in pre-launch for a while. And he said to me, Charles, why do you say that? He was kind of disturbed, right? He didn't expect that. And I told him because I know what they're doing. They're using artificial intelligence, AI, okay, for short. Some of you may have heard AI touted around. Well, guess what? AI is a disruptive technology. What is a disruptive technology, right? It's one that comes every once in a while. It'll change. In other words, it'll disrupt the way we do things. We have no choice. Okay? AI is yet the most disruptive technology mankind has ever known. But AI is very involved. It involves machine learning. It involves empirical data. It involves millions upon millions of lines of coding for those of you who are familiar with software development. So I told my friend, listen, we're gonna have to wait patiently. But I also told him, I don't care how long it takes. I do not want to miss out on this opportunity. I have something called FOMO, fear of missing out. Okay? I said, listen, at no cost do I want to miss out on this. So tell me, how much is it going to cost me to be part of this opportunity? And I was expecting him to tell me something like $10,000, maybe more, right? I had my credit card ready. In the United States, you don't need cash. All you need is credit card. And I had a few of those. I was willing to do that, right? But my friend looked up at me and said, Charles, it's only $97, 97. I said, what? $97? You've got to be kidding, right? He said, nope, I'm dead serious. $97. I said, okay, here's my credit card. Enroll me right now. And by the time we were done, I had paid $102. So there's a $5 charge for, service charge for credit card, debit card, doesn't matter, big deal. And I said to him, consider that dinner for two. But I need you to do me a favor. I do not have 3 years or more to be monitoring this company on a daily basis. So you get back to me when they're closer to launch so I can get more involved. 8 months later, my friend gave me a call and said, Charles, can you make yourself available in 1 week's time? The CEO wants to talk to everybody. And I said, sure. A week later, I jumped on the webinar and there was Mr. Ash Mofara, who is the founder and CEO of this company. Now, for those of us who have been founders for a while, we have come to know and love Mr. Mofara dearly, right? Not only because he's going to help us make money, and I assure you he will help us make tons of money, but also, and more importantly, because of his heart for mankind. We have quite a few people out there who have good brains, right? You have Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, all these guys, Bill Gates, they have the brains, right? But they don't have the heart. And as you're going to find out, Mr. Mofara has the brains and he has the heart. So a bunch of us leaders, myself particularly, resonate with him very well. But mind you, I was listening to Mr. Mofara for the first time ever. And he said, folks, we have been making a lot of progress. In fact, we are closer to launch than ever. So in my head, I'm thinking, whom is he kidding? I just told my friend just 8 months ago, we need 3 years, we need 4 years for this company to be in pre-launch, right? And I know what they're trying to do. So, but he got my attention, so I'm listening keenly, okay? He went on, he said, we've hired a building in Bangalore in India. For those of you who are familiar with India, Bangalore is like the Silicon Valley. He said it's a high-rise building. We have 2 stories in that building. And it's between Apple and Amazon. So all the big guys are there, okay? And we've hired 200 engineers. And these guys are working day and night to make sure our goal is realized. So in my head, I'm beginning to think, okay, most startup companies are going to have 20, maybe 25 engineers. Most startup companies are going to have these engineers work 8, maybe 9, maybe 10 hours a day, right? I know because I've been part of a few of those. But this guy goes to the source, right? For those of you who are in IT, you'll agree with me that Indians are the best in the game. And by the way, labor is way cheaper in India than it is in the United States. And that's why most of the big guys are there. All those big guys, Apple, Amazon, okay, Google, they're all there. He goes to the source. He didn't get 20, not 25 engineers. He got 200 of them. And they are not working 8, not 9, not 10 hours a day. They are working 24/7.